We're going to talk about the three leftover candidates who sadly didn't make it on the stage under the Democratic National Committee's rules. Steve Bullock of Montana. Who else? Seth Moulton of Massachusetts.
And then Wayne Messam.
And Wayne Messam didn't make it. We caught up with Steve Bullock a short time ago to ask him what he feels like being excluded from the first debate. Here it is. I want to ask you about some big news the past 24 hours on the debates. The DNC has declared who will be in, who will be out. Unfortunately, you're one that the party has said didn't qualify under the rules, which are 65,000 donors, 1% polling in 3 major national polls. Are you going to contest that? Are you going to fight to get on that first stage?
Look, I'm sure disappointed in what the DNC did, because this is about making room for someone that actually won in a Trump state, that's been able to get progressive things through our Republican Party, or with the Republican legislature, and also represents and works in rural areas. It's one of those things where those are places that we as a party can't overlook.
You did put out a new ad today, which was kind of tongue-in-cheek. You called them horse, which we can't say on the air, but it sounds like you don't agree with the way they've set this up.
Well, I think that, look, it's been a moving target in as much as what would be qualifying polls. It's been a moving target to a certain respect, but it really is, I mean, you're a former distance coach, right? This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. We still have 200, or it's a little bit of a steeplechase with putting some of these obstacles up. But this is, we still have like 234 days before the first voters express their preferences. And I'll continue to do exactly what I've been doing, is both meeting with donors and talking about it. Really, every time that I've gotten elected in Montana, I've tried to put people over sort of the politics and the political games. And that's where I've been all the way along. I think that's how I won 3 times in Montana.
I've got to believe that this is deeply frustrating to you, even though you are one of the last to get in the race. You had a job to do. As you say, the legislative session didn't wrap till recently. I mean, people want to know, though, how can you beat Joe Biden, some of those other frontrunners, if you can't get on that stage?
Well, I think we still have quite a ways to go. And it's, the rosy spin is, well, this is what it is, and I can only control those things in, what I can control. But it really, I'd make the same decision. And I think that, we still have quite a ways to go in this process.
So how do you turn things around? How do you jumpstart these next few weeks so you can get on that second stage? Are you charting a strategy to target specific groups? Are you seeking out certain donations? Are you going to launch a new messaging campaign? What's in store to jumpstart this?
Everybody that goes to stevebullock.com that's listening to this, that sure helps. And doing a lot more talking with folks like you along the way, Devin. I couldn't be on national television and everything while I was trying to get everything done in Montana, but I think there's still plenty of time here.
All right, a pretty rosy spin on this, Cheyenne. I mean, he's a very optimistic guy, but very long odds to come out of this first debate. A lot of attention, a lot of momentum. He kind of entered the race late. But you get the sense that he is eternally optimistic about this. Yeah,
absolutely. I think there are some interesting dynamics to not making this debate from the perspective of someone like Bullock or Moulton, who entered late. But the one question I have is, what about those missed moments that could help you break through and give you some moment where you go viral and you gain traction with people who didn't know about you before? I think that would be advantageous to these candidates who don't have high name recognition. I also think that they make a good point when they say that they're not concerned. That has merit. We are so early in the election here, and I think that Bullock and Moulton have said you got to be persistent about this race, and I think that's what he was saying when he was talking about 200 and some odd days before getting out there for the first Iowan voters, and when he says that he's going to be out on the trail instead of at the debate. The point is that voters are going to decide the election and not the debates. You might not have a chance. You might have 3 minutes on that stage.
Let's not forget 2007, when a young, unknown Illinois Senator Barack Obama came out of nowhere and surged to the front.
Who was leading at this point in the polls in cycles past? Rudy Giuliani, Ben Carson. Exactly. So you just really don't know. And for someone like Bullock, he does have a pretty good resume as a red state governor. So you never know if there is going to be a different chance for a breakout moment. But he's certainly capitalizing on this increased attention right now.
Absolutely. This is one of the better things to happen to their campaign thus far. And we saw the the campaign ad they released this morning, but they have been out there doing a lot of interviews talking about this issue. Voters who support Bullock are riled up. You saw Jock in the video that we just watched, the campaign ad. He's annoyed at the DNC, and Bullock's point is to the DNC, don't repeat the mistakes of 2016 and not connect with these voters who want to be heard.
There are a record number of candidates ahead of him even, and there have been an ample number of opportunities to hit 1% of the poll. 23 polls would have been qualifying polls. It's a lot of polls out there, so he certainly has a lot of work to do. So does Moulton and Messam, and he did have some work there. So interesting to watch the field. It would be great to see all of you in Miami in just a couple of weeks. Johnny, thanks so much. Cheyenne Haslett, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.